Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to be doing another top 5 list. And today's top 5 list is going to be my top 5 most underrated movies of 2016. Now, the way I do my underrated list, it's not like movies that, didn't get that much attention, or like they should have gotten a lot more love from the general people. That's not how I do my list. How I do it is movies that necessarily didn't get the greatest of reviews from critics, but you know what? I enjoyed them. And I think they're very underrated. So that's how I do my underrated list. I take a look at movies that critics more or less didn't really like, but I found enjoyment out of it. So let's get into the list, but first let's get into some honorable mentions. I only have 2. That being London Has Fallen and Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Those are my 2 honorable mentions for this list. Very much enjoyed both of them, and they barely made the list. So that's my 2 honorable mentions. So let's get right into the top 5 most underrated movies of 2016. So coming in at number 5 is Jason Bourne. You know his name, people. Jason Bourne, a lot of people were really disappointed in this. I saw a lot of people like, oh, this was mediocre. This should have been a lot better than I expected it to be. This should have been great. But me, I really enjoyed it. I thought this movie had some really good action scenes. I very much enjoyed Matt Damon in the film. It's still, although I will admit, it's not as complex as the other 3, Matt Damon, Jason Bourne movies. But I will still say it's still a very enjoyable action movie. It still has, like I said, great action. Some of the best action scenes I've seen all year. A great performance by Matt Damon. I really liked Tommy Lee Jones in the film. I thought the villain was really good too. Alicia Vikander was good. I mean, there's a lot of good things in this movie. Paul Greengrass does a great job directing the film. So yeah, I very much enjoyed Jason Bourne. I don't really get the mixed reception it got, kind of the sort of mediocre reviews it got. I was like, you know what, this was very good. I really don't get why this got not so great reviews, because it was like I said, a very enjoyable action movie. And it's miles better than the Bourne Legacy. If anybody says that the Bourne Legacy is better than this, I respect your opinion, but why? Okay, so coming in at number 5 is Jason Bourne. So number 4 is Warcraft. Now, this is another one of those movies that got a really mixed reception. Like, just kind of, I want to say mediocre to bad reception. That's what that got. And, a lot of people saying, like, video game movies are doomed. This is not good. Like, it was just not getting the greatest of reviews. But, however, I had fun with it. Does it have its flaws? Yes, but I will say I did very much enjoy it. It was a fun, enjoyable fantasy movie. I did enjoy some of the, more or less just one of the human characters, Travis Fimmel. He was really the only human character I cared about. But more or less what made this movie for me was the orcs. They were great. They were by far the best thing about the entire film. I love the directing with this film. I thought Duncan Jones did an absolutely great job directing the film. I thought the effects, for the most part, were actually really good. The action scenes were very exciting. I thought the movie had very, very exciting action scenes. And yeah, I just overall enjoyed the movie. I had tons of fun with it watching this film. And I do stand by what I said. I do think it's the best video game movie we have gotten so far. Hopefully, maybe Assassin's Creed changes that, but we'll just have to wait and see. But for Warcraft, I absolutely enjoyed it. I thought it was a good video game adaptation movie. So yeah, number 4 is Warcraft. Number 3, Suicide Squad. Now, I'm not going to talk about too much about Suicide Squad, because I kind of already talked about what I need to talk about in the comic book movies video. But I will say this real quick. I do think Suicide Squad is a great movie. Like I said with the other 2, does it have its flaws? Yes, but I very much had a fun time with it. It's a fun, enjoyable comic book movie. It had great characters. Like I said, I loved Will Smith as Deadshot, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jared Leto as Joker. even Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. So I thought the movie had great characters. I loved the characters in the film. I really liked how they interacted with each other. That was by far the best thing about the movie, in my opinion, was the way that all these characters interacted with each other and how they were as a team. That I loved. I loved the action scenes with the movie. The action scenes were absolutely spectacular. In my opinion, I absolutely loved the action scenes in the film. So yeah, Suicide Squad I thought was a great comic book movie, and I really don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting. So yeah, that's my number 3, Suicide Squad. Number 2 is The Legend of Tarzan. The Legend of Tarzan, man, I want to say this is the only one on my list that really didn't get like a mixed reception. More or less, it was more or less unanimous of what everybody thought of the film. But me, I really liked The Legend of Tarzan. I thought it was a good adaptation, like a new chapter into the life of Tarzan. You know, it's not like, you know, like the Disney one or any of the other Tarzan films where it tells his origin story and how he, you know, became the ape man himself. No, this is more or less after that. This is after he becomes the ape man. He's living a normal life in England, and when his wife gets captured, he needs to go back to the jungle. So I thought that was unique and very cool to see a very much of a different Tarzan movie, and I thought David Yates did a really good job with that. He did a fantastic job directing the film, you know, and how he presented that was great in my eyes, and I really liked that about the movie. Alexander Skarsgård was really good as Tarzan. He fully embraced the character of Tarzan, and I very much appreciate that because Tarzan is a character I love, and he did a great job portraying that character. I really enjoyed Samuel L. Jackson. Same goes with Margot Robbie. She was really good too. I find it funny that both of Margot Robbie's movies are on this list. And, you know, the movie was just really good. I really liked it. It was a very unique take on the Tarzan story. And I honestly really enjoyed it. And I had a good time with it. So yeah, my number 2 is The Legend of Tarzan. Now my number 1 most underrated movie of 2016. What is it? And it is 999. 999. A movie that I went in with expectations. I want to say I didn't have the highest of expectations. I was very much looking forward to the movie. Don't get me wrong. I was really looking forward to the movie. You know, had a great cast. I was just hyped alone with that cast. Because they got everybody in this thing. They got Casey Affleck, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Norman Reedus, Aaron Paul, Kate Winslet. They've got everybody in this thing. So I was just excited with that alone. And I saw the trailer, like the Red Band trailer. I was like, this is going to be brutal. This is going to be intense. This is going to be, you know, this is going to be such an intense film. Then the reviews started coming out, and it didn't like lower my hype or anything, but I was kind of upset. I was like, man, like, I'm kind of upset that this is not getting great reviews, you know what I mean? Like, it really looked like it could have been an intense movie. Then I saw it, I was like, what? Well, this movie was awesome, like, seriously. I don't get, like, how everyone's saying it's such a boring, dull film. I really don't get it. This was one of the most intense films I think I saw all year. Like, seriously, this was an intense cop thriller. I mean, really, this has one of the most intense scenes I think I've seen all year. I'll just say this. It involves Casey Affleck it's a drug, takedown. That's all I'm going to say. Holy moly, what happens in that scene is brutal. And I thought just the way it was handled was great. Everyone was really good. I thought Casey Affleck did a great job in the film. This is honestly one of the best performances I've seen from him. Chiwetel Ejiofor was really good too. Anthony Mackie was great. Kate Winslet was great too. So yeah, the acting overall was great. The action scenes were really intense and really great as well. This has one of the best openings I've seen all year to a film. Like, seriously, the opening bank heist scene, fantastic. Just everything about this movie I loved for the most part. I thought it was such a great, intense cop thriller, and I really don't get why it got so much mixed receptions, kind of mediocre reviews. I'm like, this is one of the best cop movies I think we've had in a very long time. And John Hillcoat did a really great job directing the film. And honestly, I think this might be his best movie to date. And I have seen Lawless, and that's a great movie too, but I think this is just a bit better in my eyes. So yeah. So, that is my top 5 most underrated movies of 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. And what are your top 5 most underrated movies of 2016? Leave in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we'll see you all later. Peace.